Part 2. All right, so we've had a lot of information today, and I'm going to give you some of the highlights since last we talked. Now that we've seen all of the press conferences, we have a pretty good idea of what we're going to see on the floor at CES. So here we go. Samsung. Samsung has curved UHD TVs in 55, 65, and 78-inch varieties, but the big deal for Samsung is that they have a bendable UHD TV. Yeah, that's correct, as in it's a flat screen, and then you press a button and it goes and curves. And this is really great for people that are skeptics of the curved screen. I mean, they say that it's supposed to be better for you when you're sitting 3 to 4 meters away. It gives you a better viewing experience, but it's not really wall mountable, which could be a problem for some people. And what if you're not 3 to 4 meters away? Then maybe it's not the best thing out there. So Samsung gives you options, and that's awesome. And then, of course, right after Samsung announced theirs, LG came forth, whose press conference was already done, and said, we have one too! So LG has one as well. And then Michael Bay was part of the Samsung press conference, and that was a little interesting. I'll just let you take a look.
And what I try to do is, as a director, I try to... the type is all off, sorry, but I'll just wing this. I try to take people on an emotional ride, and
the curve? How does it? How do you think it's going to impact how viewers experience your movies?
I'm sorry.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's thank Michael Bay for joining us.
Good job, Michael Bay. Samsung also unveiled a new all-in-one that looks exactly like the iMac. Womp womp. And they launched 2 brand new tablets, the Pro versions of both the Galaxy Tab and the Galaxy Note series, where they did away with the TouchWiz UI and replaced it with Magazine UX. Now, the look that I got of it, which was just a video, made it look a little Windows Live tile-y for me, but I'd really have to be hands-on and spend some time with it to know for sure. Then Intel had their press conference and they talked about RealSense. Now, this isn't exactly one piece of hardware, but it's a group of hardware and software that's meant on making human interaction with devices feel more normal and natural. They talked about a brand new 3D camera that can not only take pictures and show them in 3D, but it can sense your mood and interact that way. So RealSense is something that Intel is hoping might make something like the film Her a reality. MakerBot announced the Replicator Mini, which is a tinier version of their Replicator 3D printer. It's got a camera inside so you can watch the progress, and it's much, much cheaper at only $13.75. That's $1,375. I know that that's not cheap at all, but compared to its big brother, the Replicator, which is gosh darn near $3,000, it is a little bit cheaper. Then the only thing that I really cared about from the Sony press conference was the Core and LifeLog. The Core is about 1 inch by 1/2 inch, really, really tiny device that you can either fit inside your pocket or you can put it inside what they call a smart band. And it not only logs everything about your life, like how much you've eaten, how much you've slept, etc., but it's also supposed to be able to record emotion. No specifics on how this are supposed to be done were announced. Supposedly we're going to get more of that at the Mobile World Congress. To me it sounds like The Sims in real life. You know, you've got your happiness bar and your bladder meter, and so maybe the Core will be able to tell you when you're supposed to pee. So all of the rumored things that I was looking forward to, like Sony's PS4 virtual reality and the phone that bends 90 degrees, none of that happened. Pretty much everything we saw announced at the press conferences were more iterations of things we've already seen made a little bit better, or things that were flopped before and now companies are trying to make them workable solutions. Now, of course, there were a few exceptions, like the ones that I mentioned here, and the ones that I will be trying to find on the floor when CES opens. Now, since Sony was a little bit vague on the LifeLog application, if you were designing the device, what would you make it log and give you advice on in the future? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. You can click this annotation, or you can go to SourceFed.com, see all of our typed out stuff. My name's Trisha Hirschberger, and CES 2014 is on.